Peppa Pig, George, and Naughty Norman were all at the park, and they were just about to go on to the slide, and they were discussing who was going to go first. But Peppa said, "I'll go first to show you guys what we're going to do today." So Peppa goes up the ladder to the top of the slide. Said Norman, "That looks so much fun. I can't wait to try it." But when Naughty Norman got to the top, he thought it would be a great idea to jump on the side. But before he knew it, it was very dangerous, and he fell off. "Oh no," said Peppa and George. "What have you done now, Norman?" So they run over to Norman to see if he's okay. And Norman said, "No, my leg. I've really hurt my leg." So Peppa said, "Hold on, I'll phone Sam." So Peppa Pig gets her mobile phone out and phones Sam and said, "Sam, quick, Norman's hurt himself really bad and he can't get back up." So Peppa and George wait as Sam arrives in his helicopter. So Sam rushes out of the helicopter to see Norman and said, "What's the matter, Norman? Is it your leg or your foot?" "It's definitely my leg," said Norman. "What happened? We'll have to get Nurse Flood in for this, 'cause I can't do nothing to your leg without a nurse present." So Sam phones for Nurse Flood. So they all have to wait for Nurse Flood to arrive. And here she is now. So Nurse Flood rushes to get out of her little ambulance and said, "Oh, Norman, you look in so much pain. Sam, we're going to have to get him to the hospital, quick, just in case." So Nurse Flood manages to bandage up Norman and his leg, so his leg won't hurt so much. So by applying a little bit of pressure to the leg, it'll keep it stable while Sam gets him to the helicopter. So it's Sam's turn to get him to the helicopter safe. So he picks Norman up. "Are you okay with that?" said Nurse Flood. "No problem," said Sam. "He doesn't weigh that much. He's only small." So Sam heads over to the helicopter and puts him in there. "You'll have to lay down by there," said Sam. "Just make sure you're very still, because moving around could hurt your leg. I'll be very gentle when we drive off." So Sam heads off to the hospital with Naughty Norman. But it's up to Nurse Flood to find out what went on. "I'll see you in a bit," said Sam. So while Nurse Flood was just about to head off, Nurse Flood said, "What happened, guys?" And Peppa and George explained. "Me and Peppa went up the slide and went down as you normally would. But Norman decided to play around on the side of the slide, and he accidentally slipped off." "Oh, I see," said Nurse Flood. "Thanks, guys. At least I know what happened now. I'll tell Naughty Norman and Fireman Sam when I see them." So Nurse Flood headed off to the hospital in her little ambulance. At least everyone's okay, and Peppa did the best thing that they could, which is if your friend's in trouble, you phone for help. And in this case, they phoned Fireman Sam to help them out. So if you ever have a friend in need, just phone your parents or anyone you can get hold of. So just remember, be safe when you're playing in the parks out there. They could be very dangerous. At least Peppa and George are okay this time.
Daddy Pig
Don't forget to
and
subscribe.
Mammy Pig were both outside the house when it was a really snowy day, and Mammy Pig said, "I hope Peppa and George are okay. I hope they get home soon." "They're only at the park," Daddy said. But before they knew it, they could see Peppa and George come in with Ryder and Chase. "Wow, look at Chase clearing all the snow in his cool police car," Daddy said. And Peppa said, "Hey guys, George is coming too. And look who George is with. George is with Ryder." "Oh, I've been really worried," Mammy Pig said. This snow has really scared me." "It was okay," said Pepper. "We had Chase and Ryder to take us home from the park." "Thanks, Chase. Thanks, Ryder," Daddy Pig said. And it was just kept snowing all day long, and it didn't look like it was going to ease up. But George and Pepper said, "Look now, Mommy and Daddy, look what Chase and Ryder can do on their cool quad bike, because the quad bike's made for snow." So Ryder showed Mommy and Daddy Pig what he could do, and he could do cool donuts in his really cool quad bike. And around and round he went, and he kept making circles. And George said, "Whee! This is loads of fun. Do you think I could have a quad bike, Mommy Pig?" "Maybe when you're older, George. Ryder's old, and he knows what he's doing." So Pepper jumps off the back of Chase's police car and said, "Thanks, Chase. You really saved us a trip home today. So hopefully we'll be safe and sound at home." "See you later, guys," said Chase. And Ryder said, "Don't forget to subscribe." It was a snowy, cool video, and windy day in Peppa Pig's world. And Peppa Pig had just finished in the fire station. So Mommy Pig picked Peppa up and they just went to the shop, but they got caught out in a snowstorm. So they need to find some shelter quick. So the only place they can find some shelter is under the trees, and they shout for help. And lucky for Peppa Pig and Mommy Pig, close by were some of their most closest friends, and some of the best rescue people to do the job. Who would it be? But Peppa and Mommy Pig didn't expect Chase to show up. "Hey guys," Chase said, "are you okay?" "We are now," said Mommy Pig. "I can't believe you managed to find us so quick." And Chase said, "I phoned Ryder, and here's Ryder now, because the 4x4 quad bike will easily get through this snow." "So Chase, could you clear the path for us?" asked Ryder. "Of course I could." So Chase works back and forth to clear the path for Peppa, Mommy Pig, and so Ryder can get through a little bit more easily. "My snowplow on the front of this police car is really cool," said Chase. "I'm so happy you guys found us. Daddy Pig is worried sick about us." "So jump on," said Chase and Ryder. But who's going to jump on who? And Mommy Pig jumps on Chase and said, "Wow, this looks like loads of fun." "Be careful, Chase. I don't want to fall off." And Peppa Pig jumps on Ryder. Peppa Pig's used to these kind of things. She puts out fires for a living. So Ryder and Chase managed to save Mommy and Peppa Pig from a snowstorm. "So where are we going, Mommy Pig?" "Let's go home and see Daddy Pig," said Mommy. "Let's go," Chase said, and it was really slippery. Meanwhile, at Peppa Pig's house, Daddy Pig was really worried, and he said, "I can't believe they've taken so long at the shop." And out of nowhere, he could see Ryder and Chase on their way down. And Chase comes in with Mommy Pig. "Oh, Mommy Pig, what are you doing on the back of Chase? And what's Chase doing here? Where's Peppa?" And then he sees Peppa on the back of Ryder, and then he knew something was wrong. "Did you guys get caught out in the snow? I did warn you that it was dangerous to go out in these snowy conditions," said Daddy Pig. I know," Mommy Pig said, "but I just wanted to make sure Peppa was safe." But lucky for us, Ryder and Chase was there to save the day. "Oh, thank you, Ryder. Thank you, Chase," Daddy Pig said. "We gotta go now," Ryder said. "Come on, Chase, let's go." "Don't forget to pop by soon," said Daddy Pig. "You're welcome any time." So Daddy Pig was relieved that the most important people in his life were safe. And now he can enjoy his evening with his family. Where's George? He's upstairs. Pig, well, let's go inside. Pig, and don't forget to subscribe. Have all got a really cool
surprise for Daddy Pig. Now Daddy Pig really wants a boat, said Mammy Pig. So I've only gone out and bought him the boat that he wanted. Wow! No way. So Mammy Pig went off to get the boat. Pepper and George couldn't believe that Mammy's actually got the exact boat that Pepper and George wanted as well. So this present's for everyone, and even Mammy Pig can drive it. See? So Mammy Pig jumps out and said, "Shall we all call Daddy Pig?" So they all shouted, "Daddy! Daddy Pig, quick! Come and look at this!" And Daddy Pig came in and said, "Wow! What's this boat doing here? No way! Is it mine?" "No." And Mammy Pig said, "Of course it is. You deserve this boat. You're one of the best Daddy Pigs in the world." "No, really?" And Daddy Pig was in his swimsuit, and he couldn't believe how lucky he was. And he said, "Oh, thank you. Shall we take it out for a drive?" Pig jumps in to his new boat and said, "Come on, Pepper. Come on, George. Jump in too." And on the back of this boat, there was a cool board that Pepper or George could jump on, and Daddy Pig could take them anywhere they wanted. So Peppa Pig said, "Come on, Daddy Pig, take me to work." So they went to the Ocean Rescue Centre. And Fireman Sam and Zuma could see something coming towards the Pontopandi Ocean Rescue Centre and said, "It looks like Daddy Pig in a boat. And it also looks like Peppa Pig and George is with him as well." And as Daddy Pig came in, he said, "Hey guys, hey Zuma, hey Fireman Sam, how are you? Do you like my new boat? And look what I got with me. I brought Peppa Pig to work in my new boat that Mammy Pig got me." So Zuma said, "I gotta have a look at this." So he went around the boat to have a look, and he said, "Daddy Pig, that is one of the best speedboats I've ever seen. And it's red, Fireman Sam's favourite colour." So it was up to Peppa Pig and George to jump off onto the Ocean Rescue Centre. But George said, "I'll stay with Daddy Pig, Peppa. It's boring with you at work. I'm too young to do anything." So Peppa and George really enjoyed being in the boat with Daddy Pig today. But it was time for Daddy to head back home now. But before that, he said, "Do you want to look at the other side? Because it's really quick." And Sam really liked the boat. He said, "Maybe one day you could help us on a rescue someday. That would be pretty cool. You got one of the best Mammy Pigs in the world, Peppa. Because there's not many people who'd buy their husbands or Daddy Pig boats." So off Daddy Pig goes, taking George with him. And it was now time for them to head home to have their food. And George said, "I'll see you next time, Sam." So off they went, back to Mammy Pig. And this left Zuma, Peppa Pig and Sam all at the Pontopandi Rescue Centre. Now for them, there's no play today. There's all work. And it's time to get down to some rescues.
Daddy Pig,
"But what
Peppa
a cool
Pig,
boat," said Sam.
George,
"I can't believe Mammy Pig
we're all
got him
at
that."
Grandad Dog's
"Don't forget
garage.
to subscribe," said Peppa.
And Daddy said, "We've got a special customer coming in today, guys." "Who is it?" asked George. "It's Fireman Sam. But he's not our customer. Our customer is Titan, the fireboat. Sam said that he's been through a huge muddy puddle, and he said he needs us to clean it." "Wow," said George. "Can I clean it?" "Here he is now." "Hi, Sam," everyone said. "Look how dirty your boat is. You must have gone through a big puddle." And Sam said, "Yeah, it was a big muddy puddle. So I brought it to you guys." And George said, "I'll clean it." And Peppa said, "I'll clean it too." "Why don't you both share?" said Daddy Pig. "Great idea," said Sam. So it was up to Peppa Pig and George to make sure that the Titan fireboat is ready for its next job. So George starts to work, and he goes to the back, and he starts
to clean the boat. So come on, Pepper, let's do it. So one by one, George starts cleaning the Titan fireboat. There's loads of dirt on here. Now it's Pepper's turn. Wow, it's looking better already. Look at all this dirt that came off the boat, Sam, Pepper said. You wouldn't think there was so much dirt on it when you first came here, but look at this big pile of muddy puddle dirt. At least it's on the floor now, Sam said. Right guys, I gotta shoot off. I gotta go back to the Ocean Rescue Center. Officer Steele needs me. Alright, see you later, said Pepper, Daddy Pig and George. So all I was left to do was to clean up the muddy puddle from the floor. And once that's done, Daddy said, you did a great job, guys. Maybe one day you can own your own garage and clean cars. And you could fix cars, pump cars' tires up. You can do all sorts if you're a mechanic. Maybe, Peppa Pig said. So they might have found a
Daddy
new career.
Pig and Mammy Pig
Don't forget to
have
subscribe,
both bought a new camper van,
said Peppa.
and look how cool it is. It's a blue camper with a barbecue and a cool picnic table as well. So cool. Where are we going there, Mammy? We're going to go on a little day trip in our new camper van. Wow, that's a great idea, Mammy Pig. So where's George? And George comes in and said, no, you know blue's my favourite colour, and you've only gone and bought a blue camper van. Now that is just too cool. So come on in, guys, let's go. So it was time for everyone to jump into the camper van and pack their picnic set and barbecue away for the trip. So once they had all arrived at the campsite, they all jumped out of the new camp van, and it was time to get the barbecue out. So it was up to Daddy Pig to cook the food, and today they got sweet corn, fish and fried eggs. And Mammy Pig said, right, I'll set up the table. But Peppa said, where are we going to sit? There's nowhere to sit for us. Yes, there is, because this van, the seats come out of the camper van, so we can place them around the chair. So Mammy Pig and Daddy Pig got the seats out, and now we'll place the table back. And Peppa and George jumped onto the sofa and couldn't believe how comfy it was when Daddy said, food's ready. So after Daddy Pig has served all the food, it was now time to start eating. Come on, Mammy Pig, jump on the sofa. So Mammy Pig, Daddy Pig, Peppa and George had a great day in the new camper van. And it's days like this that everyone should enjoy, spending time with the family, doing what we all enjoy, whether that be swimming, running, down the beach or in the park. Doesn't matter where you are, it's all about the company you have. Out the Play-Doh for Daddy Pig, and as always, when he gets home, Peppa said, I wonder what's inside. So Mammy Pig shouts up to Peppa and George, who were playing in George's bedroom. And she said, come on guys, come and have a look at this, what I've made for Daddy Pig. So Peppa and George rushed downstairs, really excited to see what it was. Wow, said Peppa, what is it? It's a Play-Doh present with a surprise for Daddy Pig, said Mammy Pig. And George said, what's in it? Oh, you'll have to wait and see. It'll be great to see Daddy's face when he sees what's inside. He's been nagging me for ages for one of these. When they heard a knock on the door, I wondered, is it Daddy Pig? No, said Peppa. Look, it's Grandad Dog. Hey guys, Grandad Dog said. Who's the present for? It's for Daddy Pig. Do you mind if I stay round to see what's in it? Of course not, said Mammy Pig. So Peppa and George said, quick, shall we have a look and see if we can see Daddy Pig? But Peppa and George couldn't see Daddy Pig anywhere, and they wondered how long he'd be. But they needn't have worried, because Daddy Pig was home soon enough. And finally, when they got home, Daddy Pig said, hey guys. Hi, Grandad Dog. How are you? I'm great, said Grandad Dog, as Daddy Pig goes over and gives Peppa, George and Mammy Pig a big hug and said, what's on the table? Who's this present for? It's for you, said Mammy. No way, said Daddy Pig. Really? You made it all for me? And Peppa said, yeah, Mammy made it for you, Daddy. Oh, thank you. And he gave Mammy a big kiss. And Peppa said, ew, Daddy, Mammy, what are you doing? So after that, Daddy Pig said, come on in, guys, help me open it. Let's see what's inside. So they all stand round while the presents opened. So once the present was opened, Grandad Dog came over and said, wow, it's Thomas the Tank Engine. And Daddy Pig said, yeah, I needed this one for my collection. Come here, guys. So Daddy Pig gave everyone a big hug and couldn't believe how lucky he was that his family thought of giving him his favourite train, Thomas the Tank Engine. And Mammy Pig said, remember guys, it's always nice to receive things, but it's just as nice to give it as well. Don't forget to subscribe, said Peppa. Mammy Pig has bought Peppa and George some new Shopkins baskets, surprises to open. So she shouts for Peppa and George, Peppa, George. And Peppa said, no, not the new Shopkins Series 2, Mammy Pig. You know I've been asking for these for a while now. I know, said Mammy Pig, but I decided to get you and George one each, and I'm sure you'll get some cool Shopkins surprises inside. Where's George? Here I am, said George. No, you're too kind, Mammy Pig. Go first. Peppa said, you go first, George. Oh, that's nice of you, Peppa. But as George likes messing about, he jumps straight onto the basket. So come on, George, let's open it and see what you got. I'm sure you'll get some really cool surprises. So we'll open the first Shopkins surprise. And the first one we got is Olivia Oil. Wow, said Mammy Pig. Maybe I could use that in the kitchen someday. And the second one was Choco Lava. Oh, look at that ice cream on top. That looks so cool, said Peppa. So come on in, Peppa, said George. Open yours, let's see what you get. I bet you'll get some really fantastic surprises. Wow, you got Toffee Coffee. That one's so cute. And you also got Squeaky Clean. Both are really great pulls, Peppa. Great job. So Peppa and George thanked Mammy Pig for spoiling them by getting them the Shopkins surprise baskets. You know how much we like it. So if you guys like your Shopkins baskets, give this video a like. And if you'd like to see Peppa and George open some more Shopkins surprises, leave a comment in the box below. Don't forget to subscribe, said Peppa.